One of the most common birds of South India, the white-cheeked barbet, has a peculiar name in Karnataka. The story goes that the barbet once overheard an argument between a farmer named Shetty and a zamindar. When the zamindar accused Shetty of not paying his dues, the bird let out a call which sounds like kotru, kotru, which means he gave in Kannada. The name Kotru Shetty stuck to the bird. The white-cheeked barbet is not the only bird whose local name is based on its call. In many Indian languages, crows are named after their call. Kauwa in Hindi, Kaka in Tamil, Kauri in Assamese, Kak in Bengali, all sounding like their call, cow, cow. The grey francolin's Hindi name Titar, the red-wattle lapwing's Marathi name Titwi, and the common hawk cuckoo's Tamil name Akka Koyil are all based on how their calls sound. Birds that are named after the sound of their call are easy to remember. Identifying birds by their sounds makes our outdoor experience richer and more enjoyable. Here are a few ways to do this, putting words to what we hear. Did he do it? Did he do it? Asks the red-wattle lapwing. Brain fever, screams the common hawk cuckoo. One more bottle, sings the Indian cuckoo. Comparing them to sounds familiar to us, the black kite's call, for example, can be compared to a horse's neigh. Describing in words what the calls sound like, the tooby 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 of a tailor bird, or the chuck chuck of a Blythe's reed warbler. Identifying birds by ear is a lot like recognizing them by sight. One trick that often works is spotting a calling bird. Viewing a bird sing or call leaves a stronger imprint on our memory than merely seeing or listening to it. The key is to familiarize ourselves with the calls of birds found in our surroundings. This also gives us a sense of how a single species is capable of varied vocalizations. Depending on their purpose, length, and complexity, the sounds birds make are divided into calls and songs. Calls are short and simple sounds which can be heard throughout the year. Birds call to communicate with each other, alert each other to danger, or beg for food. Songs are typically longer and more complex and are used in breeding season to announce themselves to competitors and impress potential mates. In the courtship rituals of the Indian scimitar babbler, both the male and the female sing a complex duet that strengthens their pair bond. Each bird's song or call is unique, while birds such as ducks and cranes usually make only simple sounds. Songbirds can produce the most dramatic ballads, thanks to the precise control they exercise over a highly specialized vocal organ called the syrinx. Songbirds belong to a specific subset of perching birds known as passerii, and they learn their songs from adults. Calls and songs allow us to track a bird's location when the light is low or when foliage comes in the way. They also help us in distinguishing between similar-looking birds, such as this plain prinia and jungle prinia, who look like doppelgangers, but whose vocalizations differ. But a keen ear is not always enough to identify birds, especially when we come up against birds that are expert mimics. One such bamboozler is the racket-tailed drongo, known to imitate the sounds of nearly 40 other species of birds. Birding by ear may seem daunting initially, but with a little practice, we can forge a special relationship with our avian neighbors purely by ear. And before we know it, we will find ourselves stopping to listen to the birds around us.